had been playing guitar for about 8 years now, before I went with Rex. I had a previous teacher. He really inspired me to play a lot of blues, a lot of improvising, but I never really learned how to do sight reading. And I've been with Rex about 2 years now, and that's when I first got into sight reading, and I've been enjoying it ever since. So when I took lessons in the past, I went to first a studio, and then my teacher did private lessons as well, but eventually it ended up being just the studio. And that can be kind of cumbersome sometimes because it's hard to go out of your way to go somewhere, and I think being able to go to somebody's house is a lot more personable. It's a lot more friendly, and it's a lot more convenient for that person. So I met Rex. It's actually a pretty funny story. My dad was getting lessons from Rex about two and a half years ago, and Rex needed the Wi-Fi password in order to send his confirmation emails to his students, like he always does. And so I came along and I gave him the password. He started asking me questions about my music career because my dad told him all about it. And that sort of just like we hit it off from there. And it's been about 2 years now, and we've just been doing steady lessons and getting my confidence up a little bit, and it's been really fun. It's been a great experience. Things I've learned from Rex are a lot of sight reading, and that's a big thing for a lot of guitarists. A lot of you'll see like amateur guitarists, they don't really know how to read sheet music, like proper sheet music, and I think that's a super important skill to have. It allows you to transition from one instrument to another a lot easier than you normally would be able to. So I think that's just been solely focusing on sight reading is what we've been doing for the last couple years, and it's paid off a lot, I think. Some of the skills that Rex has taught me besides sight reading include finger picking, articulation, tonality, making sure you have the proper tone, just all sorts of little tidbits that you wouldn't normally get from other teachers that I've had, especially ones I've had in the past. Things that just come with years of experience. Generally, I like to play with friends. A couple of my friends, I have like a drummer friend and a bassist friend, and occasionally we like to get together and jam out a little bit. I think these lessons have helped me prepare songs quicker. So like if we wanted to play a song, I'd be able to do it a lot quicker than I normally would have been able to. So that's definitely a plus. Beyond that, it's mostly preparing myself to teach. So that's the biggest goal and aspiration from these lessons outside of the lessons, is bringing that to other people and helping them learn the guitar as well. A typical lesson with Rex, it's pretty dynamic. You usually start out with reviewing whatever you did before. If you just started, then he'll introduce you to what you need to do. And he riffs off of the vibe you're sending him in a way. And that he works off of that. It's a very dynamic experience. I can't say I've had that anywhere else. It's helped me out a lot. If I have any questions, he's always has the answer right there for me. So that helps me out a lot. He gives you an outline of what to do, and it's summarized in the confirmation. I guess you can call that your worksheet, because it has the outline of what you need to do for the next 2 weeks. Basically saying this is what you've covered in the past, and this is what you're covering for the next 2 weeks. So that's usually how we go about homework, if you'd say that. So I would say that he's definitely a lot more experienced than any guitar teacher I've ever had. He's had a lot more background history than they have. Definitely a lot more intuitive, I would say, than the other teachers I've had in the past. He's a lot more understanding too. Like he doesn't get stressed out or angry over anything. He's a very understanding person, and I think that helps a lot when you're teaching, because you need to be understanding in order to help your student surpass their limitations. So Rex always provides the materials. He always provides the lesson books, the sheet music. If you want to learn a song, he'll provide that for you. and that's really convenient for you. You don't have to do any extra shopping. It's all right there. I think that's really a very nice convenience to have. Rex's lesson plan is you go through generally, for me anyway, we go through sight reading method book pages, and once we finish that, we usually assign maybe like 4 to 6 pages depending on your skill level, where you're at, and you do that for the next 2 weeks or so until you meet up again. So you just go through and review that, and it's really good to know that if you have any questions, you can always contact him, and he's more than happy to take your questions and answer them for you. So if I ever wanted to contact Rex throughout the week, you can always reach him on his cell phone. He has a Skype account, email. All of these are included in the lesson confirmation that you get sent via email. Like, he'll ask you for your email, and then you get that, and then he'll send it to you, and all the information's already there, so you can pull it up at any time. Don't need to worry about losing it, because it's right there in your email folder.
So I'm very excited to have Kyle as my next student teacher. We met about 2 years ago, like he had mentioned in his testimony, and it was really awesome how his dad really wanted to learn, but he also missed his son playing. He liked hearing his son play guitar, and when his teacher was studying with, which really motivated him, all of a sudden stopped teaching and kind of disappeared. He lost his motivation, and on the very first lesson, when I was giving the free introductory hour lesson to Kyle's dad, which what is your father's name now?
Chris.
Chris, I forget. Poor Chris. You know, he writes the check still for his lessons. But we hit off right away, and from the beginning, Kyle wanted to get back into guitar with me, and his main motivation was to come to you, the audience, right now. So, what type of students will I be turning over to Kyle for coming to you? It'll be a complete beginner. That means ages 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, even 11, 12, 13, 14. Even his age and a little bit older. If it's a complete beginner student, he can take on any age, to be honest with you. If it's complete beginner, it could be grandpa or grandma. Also, Kyle has learned from me how to teach not just the student, but if the parent wants to learn along with the student, which Kyle recommends, and I do too, that the parent, if the kid's only 5, 6, or 7 years old, the child, boy or girl, doesn't matter, that the parent should be there to help motivate and learn along with them. Kyle is going to be teaching my method because I have 25 right now, currently 25 5-star Yelp reviews, and Yelp gave me a special award that I'm one of the top businesses in Dublin, Livermore, Pleasanton, and San Ramon. And he's probably gonna be better than me. He's for 21. He's more like I'm up there in years. I'm not gonna give you my age, so you're in good hands with him. Plus, you're saving $50 a month. So if someone was interested in booking Kyle's services, I believe right now he's available Wednesdays and Sundays. And the next, by Christmas time, he'll be available probably a lot more days. Right now he's just filling up his schedule, so he's got some availability. So we're going to put his schedule up online. So you can just go right in there and see a schedule, the spot you want. Just go ahead and book it, but contact him right away. Or the guitar comments number, which is 925-695-7060. Okay, so you understand, you're getting the same method you would get from me, and Kyle has been with me for almost 2.5 years, actually. So if your student's a child or young adult, you're going to save $50 a month. That's $100 per month for Kyle. For me, it's $150. So that's a big savings.
I am super excited to do student teaching. It's a really rewarding experience to teach younger kids or even adults who don't know anything about guitar, to teach them music and show them what it's like. Music to me is very much, expression through sound. And I think that having another outlet in your life to express yourself is very healthy. And I'm excited to bring that to new people.